And I will be honest, it's my favorite colorway for the 4's. Like, I really like this one. I like this more than the bread. Fight me.
Welcome to Size 10, people. I'm Nick Scalzone.
I'm Bjorn RG.
This is a podcast where we talk about sneakers and other stuff, and we're trying an intro this time because, like, all the other episodes don't have one, and I watched all of them, and you should too. And then I thought maybe we could try an intro, and we'll see how we like it. And
Yeah.
So that's why we did that. And now we're in it. Now we're in the podcast.
Yeah, we're right
got
up
a new
in
microphone.
It. Yep.
It's silver. It says Shure on the side, so you guys know I spent money on it. And I made sure I turned it the right way around so I could flex.
So that you could flex. Yeah, It's a flexible mic.
Yeah, not a flexible mic arm. This mic arm is kind of got a stiff spring in there. But I'm figuring it out. Yeah, I put like one of my resistance bands around it for like a few hours yesterday, just kind of had it bent in half.
Yeah,
with like the resistance band around it.
Like, resist this.
Yeah, exactly. It was like the resistance band overpowered the mic arm. And so that, I think that'll, if I do that a couple more times, it'll stretch that spring enough to give me some kind of flexibility. Because where I'm at here in this corner, like, I don't need it to be long and straight. I kind of need it to be more flexible and bring the mic in close, you know.
So you've been working out too, as well?
No, not really.
Those bands.
I mean,
are you just getting them to use for the first time?
I'm just using them to fucking tie things up around the house now.
You're using them as a clamp, essentially. You're like, I got this wood.
Well, I don't have a clamp, so I mean, I made do. I am an engineer, but like, no, they're in a corner over there, and occasionally I use them. It's not been for the last 3 or so weeks, but I was gone for 2 of those weeks, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, you went to Montana.
Went to Montana. Right? Yep.
And then quarantined responsibly on your way back.
Well, I mean, I kind of quarantined the whole time I was there. I was just at my parents' house. Like, we didn't really see anybody because they're like in their 60s and they don't need to get COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just at their house. We didn't like go anywhere. Like, well, my dad and I went to a cabin with one of his friends who'd been there for a week before we got there. So he'd quarantined.
And you were hunting?
We were hunting deer and we didn't get any, it's fine. Like, we saw a lot of deer, but they were all the bucks we saw were really smaller bucks. And so we just decided to let them be bigger bucks next year.
Got to get the big bucks. It's all about the big bucks.
It is. Well, here's the thing is, like, if you ever want to see big bucks, you can't kill them when they're little bucks.
Yeah, you can't.
That's kind of like they have
deal.
To live through being little before they get big.
Yeah.
And so also my dad shot an elk like 2 weeks before I went home. So we didn't really, like, I wasn't desperate for some deer meat.
Gotcha.
Like, he got 100+ pounds of meat off of an elk.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll shoot a nice buck if I see one, but I'm not going to just like kill a little tiny little basket 4-point, that I've killed a few of those in my life. I don't need to kill another little deer. I'll let him become a big deer.
That's so responsible of you, Nick.
I know. I'm a sweetheart.
Our friend Rachel would be so happy.
I know. She'd be like, oh, you chose not to kill something because its antlers weren't big enough for you. How nice.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. You should become a vegan.
It's like, you're not big and majestic enough for me to kill yet. And that's basically, yeah, fair enough. I did see a funny thing, though. We were walking up this trail, and there was like I was just walking up this trail, and all of a sudden a deer comes running down the trail, like, toward me. It was a little 2-point mule deer, but it only had one antler. Like, the other one had been broken off. He looked really silly. Little tiny buck. And he was running down the trail, and then he saw me, and he was like freaked out and had to turn around, and he fucking tripped. Like a Like he,
and you're like, we understand why you only have one antler there,
exactly.
bud.
He fucking like ate shit in the trail, and then and then like hopped 3 steps and then just stood there. Like I could have shot him easy because he was just standing there looking at me for a minute. But I think he was just confused. He's like, "What the hell?" And my dad and I were, I was like, "This fucking deer just ate shit." Like, it was awesome. I love watching animals fuck up because
It
they
is
like
kind of funny.
they're so much better at like moving through like anywhere than we are because we're so clumsy. That like when you watch one of them fuck up, it's like it's just great.
It's rare.
You know.
I mean, I think like I've had some weird encounters. Like one of the craziest encounters I've had with deer, like as you grow up in Montana, you see them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really think anything of it. One time I accidentally got between a mom and her baby, and she like came after me, and I was confused. I was just like, "Oh, the deer's coming up over next to me. Like, this is cool." And then it was like, I was like, "Wait, oh, it's like charging me right now." Because what happened was I was at my friend's house, I parked my car, and then I got out of my car. And when I got out of my car, I got between like
a doe and a fawn.
Yeah, like the doe ran by my car, but the fawn like stayed behind because I opened the door between them and got scared. And I just like shut my door, and I was like, "There's a deer right there. That's cool." And then it like I was like, it definitely like gave me this mean look, and then like snorted and like started charging towards me. So I hopped back in my car, and it was so funny because the deer like was like jumping up and like pawing and like was like
at the
looking
car?
in, like next to the car, like definitely giving me warnings and like stomping and stuff and just like looking at me like, you know, because they kind of like look weird, like right into my car and was just like, "You gonna try something?" And I was just like,
"Yeah, you better hide in your car.
I'm gonna stay in my car for a little while." And then they like left.
That's kind of
like,
crazy.
Yeah, that was that was like a weird experience. I was like, "Oh, this is a wild animal and it could attack me." Like I'd never thought about a deer. Like it just, they're such docile animals. Like you don't think about them.
Yeah.
They have like these gnarly paws or hooves. There we go. I was like, what are those things?
They're powerful. Like they're really strong animals. They don't look that strong. They look kind of delicate, but they're not. They're like when you see a video of like bucks fighting.
Yeah.
Like they go hard.
Yeah.
Like deer don't fuck around.
No, they're scary animals. I've encountered so many like, I mean, like when you encounter the other ones, like you're on your guard, and but like deer, I just forgot that it's like, oh yeah, all of these animals are wild and terrible.
Yeah, all of these things are like, they probably outweigh me and are definitely like way more powerful.
Yeah.
Like if it actually did choose to attack you, you're gonna like have a bad time.
Yeah.
Thankfully, like deer pretty much never attack people.
And thankfully, you and your dad are out there killing them, taking them out.
Yeah, we're doing what we can. We're keeping America safe.
Yeah,
from these deer. If more of these deer were out in the streets, if we weren't out, keeping them on their toes, they'd be attacking everybody's car. Like that one attacked yours.
It'd be like scratching them all up.
Yeah. Yeah, deer would be like biting cars. People think their car had been keyed in a weird way.
Yeah.
Insurance wouldn't cover it.
Dude,
and these are hard economic times.
Did I tell you about that?
No.
When I was in college, I hit a dog on the freeway, on the highway. I was going 85 in a 65, but it is Montana and I don't but it was a 2-lane highway. I was going 80.
Hit a dog?
And this big lab of some kind, or like Newfoundland or something, like a big like height of like a small bear. Like it was
okay, so like one of those
dog.
Big ass dogs, like a Newfoundland or a Great Pyrenees, or
like a small Newfoundland. It wasn't quite Newfie size because those are huge dogs, but it was like maybe a mix or something. You know, like probably.
But this wasn't like a normal dog. This was
like a 150-pound dog, maybe.
Thick dog,
like a big dog.
Yeah.
And it darted across the street, and then it doubled back. And I didn't change lanes or anything because there was a dump truck heading towards me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't do anything with the dump truck. And then there was like a steep, rocky hill on the other side, because it was like one of those kind of elevated highways.
Yeah, so that's probably why it doubled back.
Yeah.
But
And I was just like, I braked as much as I could.
mhm.
And I was like, I hope you make it. It did not. I just square hit it with my Forester. And I had spent all summer saving up money for for when I was in college or whatever,
Mhm.
like you go live with your parents in the summer and like save money
This
and
is
then
like during college, or
it's like
like
my
so you were
second
like 20 or
between
some shit like
freshman
that.
and sophomore year of college.
Okay.
And so I just smashed right into that dog and I totally
Mhm.
smashed the front end. I had to get like the radiator replaced and stuff. Like
Damn, that is a
it,
big dog.
it was a big, I mean, it smashed it for sure.
Mhm.
I mean, it didn't ruin the car. Like the car still kind of ran. It was
Yeah.
mostly cosmetic and I just had to get all the lights and stuff replaced.
Mhm.
So it was the first time I ever called for insurance and made an insurance claim. I did a police report and everything because my mom was like, "Oh, you got to do a police report if you want to claim it on your insurance." So I did
Mhm.
that. Now my insurance was like, "Oh, okay, so it was a dog. Yeah, we're not covering it. If it were a wild animal, that's technically a domestic animal, and and your insurance does not cover domestic." They're
Oh,
like, you have
wow.
to get that is covered with that person's homeowner's insurance. So you have to contact the owner of the dog and get them to pay for your repairs.
What a shitty
I was
conversation.
like,
Hey, bro,
what?
so I killed your dog,
Like,
and now I feel like I deserve compensation for the damages my car
hey,
sustained when I killed your pet. You know your
killed your
dog
dog.
you love? Remember when you had to explain to your 4-year-old that the dog went to live on a farm and they knew you were lying?
Yeah.
Well, that's my fault. And I'd like some money for that.
My
If you don't mind, could you also call your insurance company and sit on hold for 45 minutes after dialing 17 numbers to
uh
get through the computer? Would you mind doing that for me?
right,
You
right.
because I did kill your dog, so I feel like I deserve it. Is that the conversation that
They were
did you actually
saying I
call them?
have to. No, I didn't
Oh.
know. No, I didn't go back and this was like the next day. Like I was
Okay, so
still
you hit and ran that dog.
no, I hit it. I made it. I got off the highway because
Mhm.
there was no room to pull over.
Okay.
I um pulled the dog out of the road and
Yeah.
then I called the police and made a police report.
Oh,
But
okay.
in the police report, it was a canine. It was not a deer. If I had hit a deer, it would have been covered. But because I didn't, and I was like, I have never made any claim at all with my insurance. I had
Yeah,
never
I
been
don't
in an
think I've
accident
ever
until
made
this
an
point.
insurance claim.
And I was just like, are you kidding me? Like they didn't cover it. So I took all the money that I had saved over the summer working a summer job and I just put that into repairs on
Oh,
my car.
that's the most painful when it's like repairing a car.
Yeah, it's not even something
It's
cool. It's like, let's
it's
get this
never
back to like
like
kind of
just
look okay.
repairing a car is such a like it's necessary money,
Hmm.
but it feels like you have the least amount to show for it. You're just like, hey, this shit I already had
Yeah.
is like the same as it was.
Can we get it back to here?
Yeah.
Where it
No, like literally last summer when I had to fix my fucking Subaru, $4,000
yeah.
just to.
The least exciting $4,000. Like if you had just
It's
rolled
the
that into a
most.
new car,
First
you
of
would have
all,
been more excited about it.
oh, way more excited. First of all, most I've ever swiped in like one swipe by far, $4,000 in one shot. That was painful. That's the
Uh,
most. I'm
I,
sure there'll be worse ones in my future, but that was the biggest at the time,
mm-hmm.
and still to this day holds the top spot. Um, but yeah, it was like I spent 4,000 fucking dollars just to have my car be the same as it was
yeah, yeah,
before it was diagnosed with probably could use head gasket replacement soon.
yeah.
So technically the 500 I spent just to get the like issue that I brought it to the garage with, that
Mm-hmm.
would have brought it back to normal. But then the 4,000 was like preventative, like your
They
shit is
found,
on its way out. Like
yeah.
it's leaking enough from the head gaskets that it's like it's now inevitable that it's going to be fucked at some point, so fix it.
Hmm. I can't remember if with that car, I think I had just dropped a new engine into it too, if I remember correctly.
Classic Subaru.
I know. And I remember after I did that, so screw it. I'm going to tell stories about this Subaru that I had, the adventures of my Subaru
Why not?
Forester.
This is a Portland-based podcast. Somebody's got to relate to Subarus.
My dad gave me this old 99 Subaru Forester, and he didn't explain to me how aggressive the oil leak was on it. Like, there was a couple of things. I should have known that the gas gauge didn't work because it came with 3 gas cans. He was just like, yeah, I don't remember why I have so many of those, but they're in there, so whatever. And then, of course, like, I definitely ran out of gas because it didn't have, like, it would just get close to the bottom and then it would just run out. Like, the last part of it and the light didn't work. So
okay.
Once you got to that last quarter, you had to put gas in it because it was really rolling the dice. You have no idea when you were gonna. It was just a matter of time. I had to push it. I got it stuck in like that intersection in Bozeman. I think is like Kagi, like a really big intersection.
Oh yeah.
And I was like turning, and it just like died right in the middle of it. It's like 6 lanes every direction.
Oh damn.
And I was just, like, I remember just like sorry, like pushing it by myself, like really struggling to get it. And there was a gas station right there. I was able to get it there. Everyone's just staring at me and honking at me, being assholes and not helping me.
The worst.
Just watching me struggle.
That sounds like Bozeman. That ain't real Montana people. Those are people that moved from somewhere else.
I was like, why is nobody helping me where I came from? People would help me.
Where the fuck I came from, people help each other.
Yeah. Anyway, so there was that. They didn't tell me about the oil leak that was more aggressive than I realized. Because I had just maybe it was an oil change. I don't know. Dude, it was completely out of oil. And I took it on the freeway and it overheated and my pistons turned to liquid. and then they cooled down and they were just solid.
Oh, like the engine,
no oil.
Yeah.
The engine seized.
Yeah, that's
when they opened it up. They're like, "Yo, your pistons were solid."
Yeah, no, that's why I spent $4,000 on my car.
Yeah,
is to avoid the head gasket. That's what happens is eventually all the coolant leaks out because the gaskets around the heads fucking stop holding the shit in, and then it does that.
Yeah,
and so so far. I do kind of feel like I've gotten my $4,000 out of it at this point because I did that over a year ago, and a year of a car payment would probably be more than $4,000.
Yeah, and
so
if I remember correctly, that was about how much a new engine cost. Too.
Yeah, well, the reason it costs so much to do the actual head gasket thing, the head gaskets, timing belt, water pump service that I got done was like $2,700, and then I had another $1,500 worth like suspension bullshit that I had to do too. That's why it was $4,000.
Oh,
but the reason it's so expensive is I have to take the engine out of the car because the Subaru is that like horizontally opposed, like the flat 4, where it's like 2 cylinders pointing at each other like this, and they're at the very bottom of the engine, so they have to pull the fucking engine out of the car to do the head gaskets because they're way down at the bottom. So that's why it costs so much to do that on a Subaru.
Well, yeah, so I guess I'll finish the story, the saga of my Forester. So I replaced the engine, hit the dog, then fixed all. That was pretty much cosmetic that needed to be fixed.
Yeah.
That was only like $1,000 or something like that. Then this weird thing where like my dad had promised the car to my sister, and so then the transmission went on it. Like I remember I had like dropped off a curb with it turned all the way, and I think that's what, I don't know if that was the transmission went.
Okay.
Was
it stick shift or auto?
Yeah, it was stick shift. And my dad's like, okay, so it was, I forget what it was going to cost me to fix it. But sorry, turn my phone off. And my dad was like, okay, so what I need you to do is I need you to fix it. It was going to be like $2,000 or $3,000, and then give it to your sister. And I was like, wait, take all the money I have, fix this car, and then just be at zero.
Oh, so that's even worse. So you spent all of your money and then you had literally less than before you spent all your money?
Oh, no, I told my dad to go fuck himself.
Oh,
And
okay.
what I did was I sold the car to a friend and gave my sister $500.
That works.
So I sold it for $500 broken to my
Mhm.
friend, and he lives in Portland now, and he still drives it, I'm pretty sure. Same car. Because it had a brand new engine, like a really new engine, and it just needed a new transmission, and he just had a buddy, or he had
Mhm.
like a family friend or something that did it for
Oh, okay.
nothing. It was a
Good enough.
weird situation where it was like the Subaru L series or some. It turned out it was a very specific transmission that they only put in the car 1 year. That model.
That particular year and
Yes.
model of Forester or whatever, like that
Yeah.
specific trim had this random ass
Yeah.
transmission.
That wasn't in any other Subarus. So you had to find one.
And you had to use one of those?
It was
It wasn't
something
like
it was
that's
something
weird.
really, really specific that they did for this one time. It didn't work. Well, obviously,
Mhm.
that didn't work.
Yeah, it obviously was a piece of shit if they only used it for 1 year.
Yeah. It was like it was just like
Those
that
are the
was sort of the
worst.
stack
That's
of
one of
it.
those things that, like, when you're trying to buy cars, it's like,
You don't
because
know that.
I've read up on a lot of cars, is
Yeah.
there's a lot of different cars that have things like that where it was like for this one model year, it's like they redesigned it for 2010. In 2011, they made all of these upgrades. So if you have 2010 model year, it's like the biggest piece of shit car ever. But if you just get the 2011, it's good. Like
Yeah.
that situation is like that happens with a lot of cars apparently.
Really? That's good to
Yeah,
know.
especially like if they do a big redesign, you never want like the first model year.
You don't want the first. Okay.
Yeah. I say that owning a 2005 Legacy, which was the first year that they did that.
Was it?
Yeah, that body style was new.
My
The rest of it was pretty much old though.
I
think.
found this interesting. My last car, because I'm on my second Outlander, Mitsubishi Outlander. My first Outlander was like a 2016. It was like the third one that they did.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what they did between 16 and 17, but 17 got like almost 10 miles per gallon less.
Huh.
I don't know what they
I wonder if they
changes.
just made it heavier.
Yeah,
if they added a bunch of safety bullshit that like makes it heavier. It's probably
maybe
better, but like all those airbags and all that shit, like
I was just like
electronics and stuff weighs a lot.
Yeah, because I got like 36 in that thing, and which is really good for the size car that it was. Anyway,
your current one's the electric.
No, my current one gets. Yeah, but but I run it as a hybrid because I don't have anywhere to plug it in.
Yeah. Right, but the way yours works though is it has a gas motor that drives something, but the gas motor isn't connected to the wheels. Electric motors drive your car, right?
I'm pretty sure that's how it works, but
I think so since yours has a full like electric.
But it's got all these batteries, and so it's heavier.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. It probably weighs a ton because of the batteries.
But all in, honestly, the way that I run it, I don't. I don't get any better. The gas mileage is about the same. Like it's not even really that different than the other one. It just has a much smaller fuel capacity, so I just have to like fill it up a lot more, which is a little more annoying. Like I noticed it the most when I drove back to Montana because I knew I could get to Montana on one tank from here. I'm pretty sure I could go all the way to my parents' house on one tank.
Yeah,
like
I can't do that with the
one and a little bit, maybe.
No, it's a Subaru. I have to stop like twice.
I have to stop like 4. It's 4
That's
for me.
a lot.
Because I only get like, I think between 180 and 200 on it. And the way the cities work too, there's some zones where like you kind of can't really push it.
Yeah, so you just know where you're going to stop. And so you only go, like from this gas station to that gas station.
Like Spokane to St. Regis is kind of pushing it, which I usually can make that, but it's kind of like I gotta fill up on the other side of Spokane, maybe Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah, or one of those other towns in Idaho before you go up and over the pass into
where there's no
Montana,
gas station.
Like until you hit Missoula, it's like a crapshoot of whether they're going to be fucking closed because
Yeah.
the horses got out or some
Yeah,
shit. Like
they're locally owned and run by
yeah,
one
it's like
family.
one person is there. They got one pump, so they'll be like, credit card machine's broken.
You gotta like go in and just get
You got to put cash
and
in the basket. And you kind of pump it like this, like a bicycle tire.
got the
Yeah,
numbers that roll.
yeah. No, it's not quite that. It's not. You don't pump it like a bicycle tire. That's a fabrication. But
All right,
the rest of it's pretty accurate.
I'm gonna hard transition.
Hard
transition. Something cool did happen this week.
Did it?
The last, maybe last week, or was it this week? Last week. While you were gone, we got a W. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah,
we both went for the same shoe that I wanted, which is what we usually do. Don't tell Nike.
You know what? Fuck them. Nike, hook us up with shit so we don't have to do this.
Yeah.
Also, literally, I just saw on Instagram that you opened up a thing in Nike for employees to get hype shoes. And the employees were using bots. And so
on the employee,
if your fucking shit is that hard to get, we're going to go for the same shoe so that hopefully one of us gets it off your app and you're not going to complain. Or you're going to hook us up because we're massive influencers. No, literally, like they opened up an employee thing. Now, granted, this is from an Instagram post from like a shoe Instagram, so maybe it's not 100% true, but it seems legit. So Nike opened up a thing for employees, like an employee drop site.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the employees have like their side of the sneakers app or whatever. But they did I think it was probably because the holidays are coming up, they did a bunch of hype drops, but for employees only.
Mm-hmm.
And they said it sold out suspiciously fast. And so Nike is having to do anti-bot stuff to its own employees because even they're like, the fucking shoes are too hard. I work here. I built the damn shoes and they're too fucking hard to get. It's hilarious to me.
So we got to talk about, we'll talk about the shoe, but we got to talk about the PS. I just bought a PS4, but the PS5 thing that's going on right now is
you were telling me about this. I still haven't looked into it really.
So
but apparently
basically,
it's
what's happening
some off whites.
What's happening in the world of because stores can't really be open in the same capacity where they can't do a drop and have people camp out. They can't do that. So stores like Walmart, Target, and stuff like that are doing online releases, which they are not equipped for these bot attacks, essentially. Not attacks, but people using bots and getting PlayStation 5s and Xbox Ones they're selling out in seconds. Like 15 seconds. And what it is, it's these collectives. So you especially there's one or two of them, but you pay to get memberships and then they give you a bot. They give you bots so that you can buy, and it's mostly for resellers. And so basically all the PlayStation 5s are getting bought up by resellers. So, and it's like a supply. The thing is, though, they have supplied more PS5s than they ever have in history. So the resellers are wildly overstocked, I'm sure. So what's going to happen is as soon as and PlayStation is or Sony's gonna just keep releasing them because they need people to actually be using them to buy games.
It's not a limited item. It's a thing you're gonna make. It's a product with a 7 to 10 year fucking life cycle. If Nike just continually made fucking black cement 3s, if that was just a standard model, they'd be worth $0. You would just go and buy them at the store. But
they just keep. So it's this weird thing. My theory, and a little bit of this is Bjorn's theory from what I've read and stuff. My theory is that the resellers have bought too many, and they have more. They've bought all of the stock because they have this ability, and they're trying to flip them for double. So they go for like 500, but they're going right now. If I looked, I don't know, like
They're selling
1,000.
for like $800 to
Yeah.
$1,200 depending.
My guess is after Christmas, they'll start to just drop because they're just not going to be selling them for that much, because that's a lot to pay.
Yeah,
So,
no, you're really just counting on like desperate parents who, work too much and don't spend time with their kids, and so they're buying their kids off, with a fancy present for Christmas.
and are okay to spend
And are
$1,000
ready to drop $1,000 so they don't
because
have to make a lifestyle change.
apparently, like even hardcore gamers and people that are like into it and have not been able to get them. Like people just haven't been able to get them without buying them off of resellers.
Yeah.
And it's a
I was
really
thinking about buying
interesting
one,
thing.
but once this started happening, I'm like, I'm not fucking. I don't
You
care
wouldn't have been
about
able to get one, Nick.
No.
Well, there was no way
if
to
the
get
shit
them.
was just at the
You'd have to
store,
get a
I could
bot.
buy it.
No, but
No,
it's
I'm
not.
just right.
They're
No,
selling them out.
I'm saying that once this started happening, I think a lot of people are like me, and they're like, "What? That's fucking stupid. I'm not. I can wait a couple more months to play whatever the new. I don't even know what the new Call of Duty is called. I was gonna buy it. I'd be like, is that
Call
the new
of Duty
one? Great.
White Ops.
Yeah.
Whoa, Call of Duty.
Yeah, take it easy.
Take it easy.
2020.
It's just super
White
racist.
Oh my god.
Blue
Anyway.
Ops.
Yeah.
That would be equally as problematic.
Back the Blue Ops. Yeah. Thin Blue Ops. Yeah.
Blue Ops.
Oh my god.
Call of Duty Red Ops, and it's just like you just go around saving people from fires.
Yep.
Fire.
Like for
Firemen.
the fire department.
Yeah. I don't.
That doesn't sound like that fun of a game.
Dude, gaming is getting so ridiculous right now. Like I've been looking at games, and it's just like
I've been out of the gaming game for a while though.
Because of quarantine, I've been into it, and I just got a PS5, so I'm like, ooh, fresh games.
No, you got a PS4.
4. Sorry, 4.
People are gonna break in your house if they think you got that.
Not
5.
a 5. I don't have that stupid huge tower. I don't even want it. There's one game that I want.
Cool and wacky. I feel like if I'm gonna buy a new system, because currently I have a PS3, and it's like,
yeah, I have 2 of those.
Right, but like it's getting close to being completely out of date. And so if I'm going to buy another one, I might as well get the newest one so it lasts me the longest time. That's my theory.
My PS3's lasted me a long time. I mean, you still have your
Oh, I know.
You're still playing yours.
Right, that's why I would want to upgrade to the newest one, because then I could play it until the PS7 comes out.
Right.
So I'm like it's like a 10 to 15 year investment.
Anyway,
I'll skip the 6 if I get the 5.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't even know. I'll probably get the 5 when everybody gets the 6. Like I'm always just one system behind. This is actually the newest. Oh, I have the Switch, but yeah, gaming has just gotten in. Like some of the games that I've seen are just so silly. Like I'm not even kidding. There is literally a game called Let's Move, and it's where you and a friend like move furniture into a truck. And to me, it's just like, are they just creating games? Dumb. It's so. I have no interest in playing
Simulator?
It. What?
Do you remember Goat Simulator?
Yeah, that looks fun though. That's where you just run around and like it's Call of Duty, or no, not Call of Duty. It's it's like Grand Theft Auto.
It is sort of like Grand Theft Auto, except you're a goat. I have played it, and it was fun to play like with friends. Yeah. Because you're all just sitting around like, oh, what could we do with the goat? You know, like run into people and shit. But like if you're sitting alone in your own home playing Goat Simulator for like hours on end, you might be a crazy person.
You might be like, what if you were at home playing Farming Simulator?
Same thing.
You know what I bet?
Honestly, though, I'm not a good judge of this. I should shut my trap on games, because like I don't game that much, and I play the same Call of Duty game over and over because I've figured out the maps, and then it's just a matter of like whether or not I happen to be the best person in the lobby. Okay. And like if I'm not, I just get destroyed, and if I am, it's a lot of fun and I crush. Because I'm a pretty mid-level. I'm like high level of casual Call of Duty players, but like of Call of Duty Ghosts, like the one game that I know the maps on. Everything else I'm dog shit. But like the guys who like take Adderall and fucking have a team, like those guys will destroy anybody. There are people who are so good at Call of Duty that's disgusting. But of people
I
that are
would call
just like,
myself a gamer, but I'm not. I don't like the war games. I've just never. I don't play, and I don't play them like Fortnite.
oh,
I'm
I
trying
never
to
played
learn
Fortnite.
better at first-person shooters. I like third-person shooters, and I like platformers, which where you just run and jump and get real frustrated, which is what I've been doing lately. I've been playing this game, Crash Bandicoot 4. They just came out with a new one. The whole time, I'm like, why am I punishing myself? I'm literally screaming at the TV and like.
I like the game that you're
stuff.
screaming at your TV at the age of 35 or 34, or however old you are, is fucking Crash Bandicoot.
Yep.
That's awesome.
It's about time. And it is. But I guess I just realized that, like, for me, it's about, I like trying to do something that feels impossible. And I like that it's really hard, but I know it's possible. Because in life, sometimes things are not possible. But at least with this, I know that there is a possibility.
Like, yeah, when there's a game, like they're beatable. They make them
Right.
beatable. They're
Like, they're not
beatable.
gonna make it. They're not gonna make it impossible to like.
Mhm.
It can be really, really hard. And this game is so frustrating. It's just like a brain exercise because you're like jump, the twist, turn, spin. It's like playing Bop It, except it's like it's like a video game Bop It where it's like and jump, and it's really tense the whole time. But Crash Bandicoot 4 is punishingly hard. Like first level, I was like, I can't even believe they didn't even hand you usually they hand you the first level. You're like, see, this game is fun. I died like 6 times. The first boss took me 40 attempts. That's how many times I died trying it. Like, and it was just like a combination of jumping and ducking, and then it's really frustrating. And I don't know why I keep playing it, but I keep playing it, and I'm pretty far on it. But anyway, we should
Right.
talk about the sneaker that we
maybe should talk about the sneakers. I
that
guess
you
So yeah, these dropped. What is today? December 3rd. These dropped literally like a week ago.
I thought they were on Friday. Anyway.
Less than a week ago. Saturday morning, the 28th of November.
Yeah, I got them still
These
in the
released.
box. I wore them around the house.
Yeah, we
once.
both went for them on the app, and Bjorn did not get them, and I got them, and I sent him the little got him thingamajig, and he was very excited.
I was very excited because it's my favorite Jordan. They are the Jordan Fire Red 4's.
Which is one of the original colorways of the 4.
It is. And I will be honest, it's my favorite colorway for the 4's. Like, I really like this one. I like this more than the bread. Fight me. Because this has, I don't know, why am I putting it back? We're going to talk about it. This has, I'm going to make up a new term. It's got a lot of flexibility. Like people notice this one more than the bread.
Yeah, because it kind of is like the bread, except it's white in all the places that the bread is black.
It's the wed. It's the wed. It's a wed 4.
Yeah.
A wed 4.
No, but white shoes are flashier though. On average, like black shoes can kind of blend in, and just they don't grab attention the way like mostly white shoes do.
Yeah, and I wanted to have a couple of like, it's that combination of, it's like a classic colorway. It's pretty, it flexes. It's like, it shows that you enjoy sneakers and sneaker
You're
culture.
a comedian. You like attention.
And I like attention, and I want attention. I'm demanding attention with it. And like, at first I was, because I hadn't seen it in person, I'll be honest. But what I like about this leather is it seems pretty like, what is it, like stain proof? It's not, it's not like a like a suede or something. Like it's a
No, it's
tumbled
just like,
leather.
yeah, it's just the normal. It's pretty normal Jordan leather, I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, I looked at it because I got the shoes, so I had to go. Like they came to my house,
Yeah.
and so then I was looking at them because why not? And then I brought them over to Bjorn.
Yeah.
So I did inspect these shoes, and yeah, they're cool.
I really like the cage part on them a lot, and I like that in the toe box that because that's flexible. That's the only thing I don't like about my other red ones that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Oh
this part is
yeah,
really
it's like a
stiff,
real.
and so when you walk, it kind of pushes into your toe. I don't love that.
Do you have those close by?
Not that close.
Because that'd be an interesting comparison.
But I could grab it. I'll go grab them.
Yeah, run and grab those. I'll entertain the people.
Okay. I gotta get one sec.
Okay. I guess now I just committed to entertaining the people. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I'm drinking Woodford Reserve over here. Bucket's barking at me. We saw him. He was on the couch there. Actually, you didn't see him. You maybe saw him when he barked. Oh, Bjorn's back. That's good. All right. We were talking about Bucket. He barked, and I was trying to see if I don't. We'll find out later whether or not the people saw him jump off the couch because I saw him jump off the couch when he barked, and so there's a chance that like Zoom switched back over to him so that they could see the flash of Bucket.
Oh, cool.
But it's hard to know.
So it'd be funny to wear these together.
Mm-hmm.
Like comparison. What did you want to see?
Oh, you were talking about the little bit like above your toe.
Oh, okay. So this part is the tongue is pretty stiff right there. And that's the only thing I don't like about these. I love these shoes. I wear them all the time or pretty often. Not now because it's been rainy and gross, but yeah, the leather on this is a little softer on these ones.
Yeah, you can see there's a lot of creasing in the toe on those.
It's either like a lower quality or...
And it was like that. I feel like it was like that like as soon as you got them. Like that wasn't a thing that happened with wear. They just had that weird crease in the toe.
Mm-hmm. No, they always, like right away when I started wearing them. Whereas this is a little bit stiffer here, but then softer in this zone. I really wanted a classic Jordan, so I was very excited to get this pair for that reason. Yeah. And because I wanted the breads, but I didn't want them. I wanted these ones more, but there wasn't a new release of these. There was only old ones. And so I wasn't going to mess with like a 10-year-old pair. Yeah. You know? Mm-hmm. I like that on the back, they've got the Nike Air on the back heel tab. And it's like
I think rubber. That's the traditional, like that was the original one. Had Nike Air. It didn't have the Jumpman back there.
And then the Jumpman on the front. And it's got... Yeah, I'm very, very stoked on these. I haven't been really like wearing them just because it's like rainy.
Yeah, it's winter.
Winter season.
And also like like with the quarantine, there's not that many opportunities to like be out flexing sneakers.
No. There's not.
You know, like before they locked us down a second time, like when we would hang out at the park with our friends. Like you and I would always wear something hype just because we're like, yay, we can.
Yay, we're outside doing stuff.
Yeah. And like any time that I would go like out to a restaurant or whatever, you know, to eat on the patio and shit, like I always was wearing some heat because I was like, I don't get to wear anything cool. I know. Well, like nobody gives a fuck what sneakers I wear with my sweatpants when I'm sitting around my own fucking house.
Yeah.
And like if I go to a job site, I have to wear my steel toes, you know, and they do have some 3M on them, but I was like, gonna say, they're not.
Do they make some steel toe Jordans?
No, these are Keens. They don't look good. They're pretty awful, but they do have some 3M hits, you know. So shout out to Keen.
So that you don't get hit by a car.
It's mostly for safety, so forklifts can fucking see my feet. But like, which is silly. I mean, if they're looking at my feet, that's a weird scenario. They should probably. I mean, I'm probably wearing an orange vest for safety, so
Yeah.
I shouldn't be run over by a forklift unless I fuck up.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm gonna pull them up real quick here.
Fire red 4's.
The Fire Red 4's.
What are they?
This is the first time we've done a shoe where it was on the homepage of StockX.
Yeah, we're on the cutting edge right now.
Like, we usually have stuff that's been out for a while, so
yeah,
this is
we've just been
pretty
doing all
cool.
our old fucking shoes.
I mean, there was the one you got for your sister,
we did do those, but nobody gave a fuck about those compared to these.
Yeah. I
think these look better in person than in all the pictures. Like the red, in person, the red is more red, and in the pictures, it's like a dark red, and it doesn't look as good.
It is a brighter red.
And like, it doesn't even show up in the video as well as it does in person. Like, so if you're getting these, they look better in person. So like, if you like the pictures of them, you'll like them more when you get them. That's pretty much as much of a review as I can give. It's like, if you already like the way the shoe looks in a picture, like, you'll be happy with it because it looks better.
Dude, having this shoe makes me want to go do stand-up so bad. Like, especially in a place like Portland. Are you kidding me? Like, how awesome would it be? there'd probably be somebody else with them, honestly.
Right now, yeah, there might be, but like, fuck them.
Yeah.
Nah, they're cool.
So right now they're going for not this size. So they're the 10. 240 for the 10s. Because that's what size these are.
All right. So you got them for $40 less than they're going for on there.
Yeah, that's not bad. Like, I think they released a lot of them. This is what I had been watching them because there was the shock drop of them that I almost got. That was the weirdest part because I woke up.
Did I even go for that one? I don't even remember that one.
It's shock drop. So this one shock dropped back in October on the October 20 or no, not October 28th. It was a while ago.
No, I remember they shock dropped. I just didn't remember the scenario.
It was at 9:00, and my phone it was just like new Fire Red. I just had like a notification on my phone, and I went to it, and I was like, and it was like still available, and I was super confused because I was like, oh, I wish I would have known about that. I would have gone for that one because usually I get the notifications. It's like, oh, thanks, Nike. Like the shoe that sold out in 10 seconds. Thanks for giving me a notification for that at 9:00.
Yeah.
The one that sold out at 7. And so I thought that I was confused. And I was very hesitant. I was like I looked at it for a really long time, and I hadn't really like examined this. I was like, well, this one's really cool. I really want this one. Like, it was weird. I was like, is it a kid size? Like, why is it still available? I could not figure it out. And I just, because I woke up that was what woke me up. Was the
okay.
I feel like
I was
put it down
at the time.
Nick, I went and made coffee.
And
then I was like, I want that shoe. And then I went back like 5 minutes later. It was still available, and I went for it. And then it didn't. And so I'm convinced that if I had just gone, what's this? But I had woken up. I wasn't even fully awake yet. I didn't like understand, oh, this is a shock drop. I was like, it's 9:00. Why is this still available? I'm like, that's weird. Something's wrong, whatever. And so I like left. I didn't buy it. If I had just bought it right then, I probably would have got them.
Yeah.
Because everything was still available. And I had heard that from some other people that I talked to about it.
Yeah. No, the one that annoyed me is the Flints, which I did end up getting on the drop day back in May. When they shock dropped, it was like the day of the last episode of The Last Dance airing. And they only dropped on the desktop version of sneakers. I know we talked about this already, but it was ages ago.
Yeah.
And I was fucking on the desktop version. For whatever reason, I was sitting at my computer, but I was refreshing my phone, and I was like, I somehow had just stumbled across the desktop version of sneakers, which is nike.com/launch. Anyway, I typed the shit in, and there were the Flints, and then I got to like the checkout thing, but since I'd never been to the desktop version, I
Yeah.
was like not logged in. And so
Yeah.
I had to type in like a password or some shit, and it just was just enough time that it fucked me. And so I
Yeah.
had to wait 2 more weeks, and boy, was it a tragedy.
It's these weird things where they like, I don't know, I think we're just like so trained. Like I have my routine. It's just like I
Mhm.
wake up, I re-put in my PayPal for some reason. It always turns it off. So I
Oh,
always
on sneakers?
yeah. Like if I log into it right now, it won't already be
Oh, I've just
yeah.
got my credit card on it.
I had that too. It just doesn't save it. I don't know. I don't know why.
Oh, no, mine
So I
saves
always
it.
every morning I have to put it in, but I do that before the drop,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
not during. And then it's like, and then if I don't close it, it'll be there.
Hmm.
Because I remember the first time I did it, I like went for a shoe and I had to fill everything out. I was just like, and then afterwards you were just like, noob. Like, what are you doing? Why are you
Yeah,
waiting to fill
yeah, no,
all of that out?
everything has to be saved. Like it has to be
It's just like boom, 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 done.
buy
Like,
now, size 10, submit. Scan
yeah,
your face, scan your thumb, whatever you have to scan.
yeah.
Fucking go, 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 go. Okay, pending. Go
I
back to
mean,
sleep.
dude, yeah,
Because it's
go
at
back to
7
sleep,
a.m. So mostly what I do is like as soon as I hit the pending, I just hit
set it down.
hit lock and fucking go back to sleep for half an hour.
Yeah,
Wake up and I'm just like, figures sold out in your size most
yeah.
of the time, or got them. And then then I
I've
got
gotten
them.
the thing a few times where they're like sold out in your size and you go, but it's still available and there's like other sizes, but then you try again on like a 10
But
and a
then
half.
those are all sold out too. Yeah.
By
No,
the
it's
time you try
bullshit.
again.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's not. It's sold out, and sold out is sold out, I think. They give you
right.
that little bit of hope, to
Yeah.
keep you coming back. It's all bullshit.
You know, though you've been getting them. I still am
I've gotten a couple
all
in
zero.
I guess I've gotten 3 in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten any dunks like this whole year, and that still holds true. And you didn't get those ones for me the other day. I was gone, the Mallard.
Nope.
Those were pretty cool. But like
Those
I
seemed up
did
your
get
alley.
I did get the blue. I got them on the blue 3s, and then they got lost in the mail. And then I got those green ones for my sister, and then I got these ones. So
Yeah.
I'm on a decent, like, this is my best couple months ever on
Roll.
the sneakers app.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on a pretty solid roll.
So I feel very obligated to go for everything that you're wanting to go for. So that
Yeah,
when
no,
I get one.
I've got a couple coming up that I want you to go for.
Okay.
So we can talk about that.
On
Now
team
there is
size
a
10.
sneaker. There's a sneaker dropping on Saturday that I'm curious to know. It's a Yeezy. It's a Yeezy 350. It's the Bread 350 V2. It's just black, and this says Supply 350 in red letters.
In red. Oh, it's the all black one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put in on like the Adidas.com raffle. I'm not gonna try like that hard since I already have a bunch of pairs of 350s, but
Yeah.
this would be a cool pair to have if I win the raffle. Of all the like, do you like that one, or do you still hate
I
all
don't
the Yeezys?
I mean, I don't hate this one, but it still looks like a fucking slipper to me, man. I mean, like I would
It is a damn slipper.
if
You've worn my 350s. They are a
yes,
slipper. They're a
which I'm not
seriously
fully against slippers. I am wearing them right now. uh
yeah.
but I'm against paying $350 for it.
They're $220.
They're 220. Oh, you're right, 220. I thought they were 3.
No,
Oh,
they're
well,
called the 350.
sorry. That's where that's in my brain. Uh they just feel, I don't know, man. They just look like a weird, like it's just like I don't understand it. I don't know.
Hmm.
I follow some stuff that I like, which I'm sure is rooted in my history with like skateboarding or whatever. We talk about this all the time.
Mhm.
I think it's why I can't find a shoe for you, and you can find shoes for me because you're just like, oh, that looks like a skater shoe. Bjorn would like that, or like I like a lot of the classic Jordans. I like some of the classic things. I hate the shell toe. I don't really like Adidas, honestly. I just have never liked Adidas, and I don't know why.
I mean,
It's
that does
never
seem like a
appealed to me.
skater thing. Like, I don't think that many skaters.
The
Like, there's
the
a few people that skate Adidas, but I don't think there's that many, are there?
there's a lot. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
Adidas is huge in skateboarding now. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They have like a whole
I
skate
thought
division.
Adidas
They
had
have a
never really
skate
been
park
into skating.
in their facility. I've never skated it. It's private, but
Oh, like
um
in their thing up in North Portland?
yeah, there's like an indoor
Hmm.
skate park that is for like their pros and stuff. They've got a bunch
Huh.
of pro skateboarders. There's even a model that's named after because the guy's from Polson,
Yeah,
Montana.
we talked about that on
It's
on an
called yeah,
episode a
that's
while ago, I
one of their
think.
skate shoes
The
is
Polson.
the Polson. And I almost bought one, but I was like, this is dumb. I don't like this. I'm just not a huge fan. I'm coming around on the NMDs. I am starting to like those
Hmm.
like more, but I don't know, man. I've just never really been a huge Adidas fan, and I think that is it's like there's that Adidas thing, and
Yeah,
I don't like it, and the thing that makes it an Adidas is the thing I don't like. Not the brand. I mean, it's just like
like just the
there's the
general.
it.
They have like a general shape, and just like an
Yeah.
Adidas feel. Like yeah, like Nike and Adidas have different design language to their
Hmm.
shoes, and you just don't
And I've never cared
like
for
the
the
Adidas
Adidas
never spoke to you.
design. Mm-mm.
No, that's fair.
I like some of their clothing and some of their other products I've
Yeah.
enjoyed, but I'm not the biggest fan. I like their like tracksuit thing. I like that three
Hmm.
stripe tracksuit. I think that's pretty sick, but their shoes have just never appealed to me. And I think that's part of it because it's like how like even with just like the Yeezys, it's like I really like all of the Nike ones, but I know I don't really like the any of the Adidas ones.
Yeah. No, that shoe was interesting because it dropped in 2017 and hasn't released since. And the resale on it until they're doing a massive restock on Saturday. But
Hmm.
until then, the resale on it was like $1,000.
Oh, for the
Like it
breads?
was, yeah, it was like a really rare shoe, and it was like, or a pretty rare shoe, and like one of the most sought after colorways. And now they're just doing this giant, just like the zebras,
Hmm.
which they did this with the zebras last year. That's how I got the zebras, is they did this massive fucking restock on like a classic colorway. So I
Hmm.
think that's kind of cool.
But you know
And
what?
I'm going for them on the website, but I'm not going to try to like
As we're
crazy hunt.
chatting about it and as I'm staring at it on StockX, if I had to pick a Yeezy, if you were like Bjorn, well, pick a Yeezy, this one for sure.
That one for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean I kind of like the Desert Sage, but I don't think I would wear that. I think this would be one that I would like maybe rock, but
Hmm.
it's still just like even like the Supply 350 backwards on there. It just like to me looks it's so institutional and like it looks like it was assigned to you. It looks like something you would write in a like a you were writing a novel and you were just like, yeah, in the future everyone's gonna pay a lot of money to look the same, and this is the shoe that they all
Huh.
put. They're like, look at these drones, and they're just paying to look all exactly the same but feel different.
I always
What
thought
it
the
looks like to
Supply
me.
350, the way I thought of that is that it's kind of like the same thing as like Virgil doing the
Yeah, like the off
unfinished.
white.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like they would print that on something as like in the prototype.
Yeah,
Like it
yeah.
would have a number printed on the prototype to let you know what it was, and then he just left it as part of the design. Because that's the
It's
thing with Yeezy compared to like Nike. And I was reading a little bit of like a random thread on r/sneakers the other day that brought me to this realization that we've probably realized before.
mhm.
But it made a good point that Yeezy is more of a high fashion brand than like Jordans and Nike. Like Adidas is more like Nike and it's a normal brand. But like people who are into Jordans may not always be into like high fashion sneakers.
Yeah.
So Yeezy has like more in common with like high fashion, like Louis Vuitton and Gucci and all that shit.
I would agree.
Yeah. So I think that's, and you're not really into any of that shit either.
The high fashion stuff?
Yeah, as far as I know, you don't really talk about it.
Not really. I tried. I've tried to like, because I was like, I'm a designer. Like, I can do this stuff, and I'm just like, honestly, it's like I like what I like, uh, and I just trust my instincts on
Mhm.
a lot of stuff. Where I'll be hyped on something because it reminds. A lot of times, there's a lot of nostalgia that's involved in my liking, and
Mhm.
like, or in the things that I enjoy. But I've also learned, and this is probably an age thing, and this might sound mean, but you're a big boy, so I went from like I used to buy stuff, and I've done this with the sneakers now too. So I'm like kind of like an infant in sneaker buying.
Mhm.
I would buy stuff because I was like, oh, that's cool. I like that. That stands out. That's cool. And then I would never wear it ever. Like I would buy it, but I would never wear it.
Yeah, I've done that with a
It
couple
was
pairs.
sort of just like the whole experience was the acquisition of it, or like the hunt of it, or like oh, that's cool.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get that. And then after moving a few times and just like getting a little older, I'm just like, I wear a black t-shirt every day. I never wear that wild I had this like wild, like hooded, sleeveless. I wish I still had it. I gave it away, but it had like zippers on the side. It had the cut that like goes like down really far in the back and in the front,
Mhm.
and then kind of comes up in the sides. And it had
Yeah.
all these patches, and it was just like high fashion shirt.
Yeah.
You know how many times I wore that thing? None. The time I tried it on in the store, and then I never tried it on again. I put it on as a joke a couple times. I never wore it out of my house one time.
Yeah, you see, but if I had a shirt like that, I would wear that thing on stage.
Yeah, well, that was my intention. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, I need to up my game on stage, and so I bought all these wild clothes. And then I moved. When I moved, I just like I gave a lot of it away because I was
Mm.
like, I've not worn this on stage one time. Because what would always happen is like I would wear something dumb like that, and then I would make fun of it, and then I just felt like an idiot, like I was like purposely wearing the shirt just so I could make fun of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like my
Also, like
actual
some of
style.
that isn't your, yeah, it's not your style at all.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like I don't think I could see you in like a lot of high fashion stuff, you know? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not really like your vibe as a person. You're like that's not the way you like not the way you flex, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like
No.
the sneakers is one thing, like the Jordans and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. You're not like a you don't like flex that much.
No, not really. It's not been
Which is
that's
good. Like it's healthy. I think it's less healthy
I've
to want to
never been
flex
like
on
a
people. I think that means you might be a crazy person.
I've never
You like
liked,
flexing too much.
like if you look at cars is a
Mhm.
great example of that. Like I like what I like, but you know what I don't like? Fucking sports cars. Not into it. I mean, like I understand it's cool, and
Mm.
I did watch a YouTube video about this rap company rapping like vinyl rap,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
not rappers. That this guy in England raps high end like
Yeah.
cars,
Some of those are
and they
cool.
are
They
so
make them look
cool.
really cool.
Like
Yeah.
what his signature, I don't remember his name, but his signature is he does like these dark, like kind of reflective colors, but then he touches up the edges of all of them so it looks like a almost like a CAD drawing. Oh, it's so sick. Like it's so cool on like Lambos and stuff that have all the hard
Yeah.
edges. It's
Oh, that
pretty
does
cool.
sound cool.
So
Okay,
it
you gotta
looks like
send me that video.
looks like a digital, like it's so cool because it looks like a digital car is driving by you because it makes it look like, because it just shows, it highlights all the edges of it. It's so cool.
That does look cool. Yeah, that sounds awesome. You gotta send me this video now.
I
I
would
want
never
to see.
drive that though. I would have a
But
real hard time driving
we
something
are
like that.
closing in on having done a decent amount of time on
Yeah,
this
we should
episode.
probably.
So I've got a question for you.
Yes.
If that deer remembers you
Yeah. Yeah.
and she tracks your ass down, she breaks into your house and she kicks the fuck out of you,
Mm-hmm.
And then she bites one pair of your shoes and takes a big old fucking bite out of each side, each one. And it's this pair.
It's this pair. I gotta
And because
replace
it was a wild animal and not a domestic animal, your insurance says we'll cover that for you.
We'll cover the. Am I buying it at retail or
Are
am
you
I?
replacing these?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd replace these. I really like these a lot. I was actually thinking about it. I was like, I'd almost like. I'm glad that they are as much as they are, but I'd pay $300 for them. Like if that was the asking price.
Fair
I'm
enough.
saying
That's
I
a
would
good.
go. I would go
That's a
up to
good review.
300.
That's a
on
solid.
these.
That's a 5-star review right there. Shout out
Like,
to your other podcast.
yeah, right. I do really like these shoes because we've been talking about like doing a year end where we buy a ridiculous pair of shoes, and for you that's a much bigger number. For me that's like 3 to 5. It's 3 to 400. I'm
Yeah,
not
you see,
going past that.
I still haven't decided if I'm gonna do that, but I've been
But
much more tempted the last few days. I still really want those same shoes I've been talking about.
which ones?
The Hender scheme,
Oh yeah.
the MIP 12, I think is what it's called.
Which one does it look like?
It looks like the Nike Presto.
Oh, okay.
But I'm also debating the Off-White 5, those cream colored one, the Sail.
Okay.
Because those aren't really, of all the Off-White, they're like $600 and some, but of all the Off-Whites, like that's pretty reasonable, and they're one of the cooler ones.
The Off-White 5?
Yeah, in Sail. Like they're pretty in our size. I think they're like 6 something.
They're not
Like
they're not crazy.
Like compared to a lot of the other Off-Whites.
These look like something you would wear.
They're not and
they're
they're
620
one of my favorites
right
of
now.
the Off-Whites. Like I think I would wear them more than a lot of the other ones.
Yeah.
Like I like that kind of off-white color that they are, that kind of cream color.
They are kind of an off-white. That's really funny. These definitely look like something you would wear for sure. Like
bring them up on the screen for the people to see.
For the people.
Most people probably know what I'm talking about, but just in case.
These are them. These look like something that you would wear to me.
Yeah, no, I would wear the fuck out of those for sure. I just don't know if I'm crazy for wanting to spend $600 on what is a $200 pair of shoes. Like,
right.
That's really all it is for me. I might have to take a look at Index on their website and see if they've got them.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe you could get even like a lightly used pair.
I could. Nah.
Because they look unfinished anyways.
Yeah, I may just get the Hender scheme because it's like
these undone seams are not undone enough.
the one selling point for the Hender scheme for me is that even though it is $800 for a pair of shoes, it's like $800 retail. So you're getting like an $800 product. You're not getting a $200 product for $800.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So absolutely. it's like handmade out of like fine leather.
That's the part that's hard for me with a lot of these shoes.
Like there's a part of me that's like, if I'm gonna spend that much, I want it to like be worth that much.
Yeah.
Or like be worth something close to that much. Where some of this, it's like you're buying hype, and I haven't yet decided if I'm ready to take the plunge on that.
On a $600.
I'll get there. On like $400 and some worth of hype.
Yeah.
And $200 worth of shoes.
See, here's where it always drops off for me, and then we will and then you're gonna do the closing.
Okay.
With something like this where I'm like looking at that, but I'm like, yeah, but I could get like the grape and I could get like a whole bunch of the same.
Yeah, for $650 you can get like 4 pairs of shoes.
I could get like 4 other pairs, even just of like, of just Jordan 5s. I could get, and then I was thinking about this too, because this is my third pair of Jordan 4s. I was like, how funny would it be if I had 1 pair of 1s, 2, I'm not getting the 2s. Fuck those 2s. But just like do the number, like go for the number of the shoes of how many.
Eventually that's not going to work.
I don't think God, there aren't 15.
I don't think there are 34 colorways of the Jordan 34, and also then you'd have to have 34 colorways of the Jordan 34, and nobody wants even one
No.
colorway of that.
I'm just
shoe.
thinking like
So,
with just like the first 5.
okay, yeah, with the first 5 or 6, I could see that being a solid system. Because even
Like-
by like the 11, like 11s are dope, but you don't want 11 different colors. You want like 3 colorways.
There's
Well, like the
3.
Concord, the Bread, and the Jubilee, maybe. Like
Yeah.
what other the cool gray? You definitely need the cool gray, and then you're kind of done. Like what other colorway is there
I don't
of
know.
the 11s?
I
Yeah,
can't think. Like you named all the ones that I can think of.
yeah, I named all the good ones.
What's your
I think there's
favorite?
a UNC blue one that's kind of cool too.
Oh
Probably
yeah,
the
yeah.
Concord. I think the Concord is
The
that's the
Concord.
11 to have. Yeah.
Not the Space Jam. That's the one I would get, but it's like one of the more expensive. Actually, it's not too bad. That's an old one though. Ugh,
Yeah.
that's kind of risky.
No, I like the Concord. If I was gonna get one, I might get a pair of Concords eventually. But all right, so I'll close out the episode then.
Yeah.
All right, people. Let us know in the comments what you think we should spend our money on. You know, we just gave you guys lots of good points, lots of good counterpoints. Let us know what you think. Like this video, subscribe to this video, send this video to all your friends, send this video to people you don't like, send it to whoever you know.
And say watch to the end.
And so, yeah, tell them to watch it to the end. Tell them to put the shit on mute and just run it in a loop. We just want views so that when we look at it on the backside, we can be like, we are making a difference. We are
feel
getting
better.
ahead. We're getting more than 6 views on our videos. This is amazing. That's something we would like to say one day. And you guys can help us get there.
The billions.
The billions, all of you can help us get to that goal of getting more than 6 views on average. And maybe I'll be able to get through a sentence eventually if you help us get there by liking and subscribing to this channel, by watching our new videos that drop every Wednesday, by listening on Spotify, listening on Apple Podcasts, listening on all those other hipster platforms if you're a douche, and by following me on Instagram at Nick Scalzone Comedy, and following Bjorn on Instagram at Skate Cub. And I think that's it, right?
Yep. That's
I nailed
it.
Perfect. All right, fantastic. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a good one.
All right. Bye, everybody.